Hi, welcome back to Burning River Bushcraft. So recently, my son and I have started a couple father-son board bow projects. This is a mistake, so this is one I just took over, and I'm trying to save it if that's possible. And at this point, I need a tillering tree. Now, I have tillered bows in the past, and actually my tree is in the basement, so I would go downstairs, check it, come back up outside, and go in and work on the bow. So it was a pretty rough arrangement. So I'm going to take the time now to make a proper tillering tree for this bow and future builds that we have planned. So as I mentioned, this bow is a mistake. This is a miscut. This was originally started out as a pyramid bow, and following the lines apparently is not something that needs to be done all the time. So this pyramid bow got really skinny really fast. So I took over this project rather than have Ethan spend all his time on it and then have it break or have some big issue with it. I just took it over. So I'm just real quickly seeing if I can salvage this thing. So I got it floor tillered now, and that is just bending this bow to see what kind of flex it's got. And I've got plenty of flex in it right now. So my next step is going to be properly tiller the bow. So that is the process of making sure each limb is bending evenly. So everything I'm building today is just with scrap, stuff I've got laying around. I really am getting short of materials right now, so I have a 2x4 that I found. I'm going to go ahead and cut that board at 48 inches just to get this started. So I got my main piece cut at 48 inches, and this is like a 17-inch piece, just the remainder of it. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this at 12 and cut it at 6 to give me two pieces to overlap and hold the bow into place. Now with my base of the 48 inches, and then I've got these 6-inch blocks. So I'm going to place these 6-inch blocks about like this. So there's going to be one on each side, and then this is what's going to hold the bow up. Now, you don't need to make this specific for a particular bow. I'm probably going to split the difference. I'll either go up 3 or up 2, depending on how it looks. I think I'll set it up at 2. So I'm going to have I'm going to have 4 inches to drill into, and that's going to be on both sides, and that will give me a 2 by 2 inch square to hold and support the bow frame. All right, so this is the gist of it right here. You could just lean this up and it would be just fine. This is better in its current state than what I was using before. The only thing left we're going to do is put feet on it, and then we've got a whole lot of measuring to do. So because I'm just using scraps, you know, this is starting to split out and stuff, this ain't going to last all that long, but whatever. So use what you have available. I'm going to scrounge around and see what kind of wood I can use to make a foot for this. All right, so I happened to rummage around and found an old fence board. This is 1x6, and it's kind of broken on the end, but it's good enough for what I'm using it for. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this 4 12s. So I'm going to cut 4 12-inch pieces, and this will be the start of our leg. All right, so I got my 4 pieces cut at about a foot, and this board here is in pretty rough shape, but I'm going to use it anyway. I'm going to level this up on the bottom, and then go ahead and screw it in. So this is the gist of the tillering tree right here. This is just an upright and a cradle to hold the bow in. That's basically it. This one has legs. It is freestanding. It doesn't have to be. Mine was just into the side of a wall before, into a stud in the basement. I've used them before that were just ratchet strapped to a pole on a house. So this is fine. This is pretty low tech. This is not a wow with my construction techniques. This is just scrap lumber I happen to have around. Now this one, because it has feet on it, it'll let me actually test the weight of the bow as well. I'll show you that maybe later. I don't know if I'll get to it in this video or not, but you can put this on a bathroom scale, zero it out, and then press down until you get to your 28-inch or whatever your draw length happens to be. And then that's going to tell you on the scale what the weight is. Our start line, this is our base. So this is 1.75 inches from where our back of our bow stops. So this is where the back of our bow is going to stop. So forward of that 1.75 inches, I've got my line. I've got another line at 5 here just for a reference. And then right here, this is going to be our 6-inch line. So I've got my 6-inch rule established, so I just folded the stick rule back. And then I'm going to go 7, 8, 9, and I'm going to go ahead and measure this all the way out to 30. So I want to have a mark every inch from about 6 to about 30. All right, so I've got lines all the way through, and I went ahead and numbered all of them. I don't need to do that, but I don't want to count. So whatever, this is personalized. You can take a broken tape measure and overlay it. You can give yourself a white board and then paint it on with a black Sharpie. That way it shows up better. You know, do whatever you want to do. This is just the vaguest example of what you can do at home with a little bit of skill. So now we're going to need something on the stick to hold the string. So we're going to draw the bow and hook it into each notch or each peg or whatever we happen to use. And then we're going to go ahead and just watch the arch of the bow. We're going to see if one limb's bending more than the other. So this needs to be stationary and need to be held in this position. Some guys will cut notches. If I wanted to be fancy, I would glue in pegs. I'm not. I'm just going to go ahead and use screws right now. If I wanted to make this a better project, I'll pull the screws out at a later date and drill it for 1/4 inch and drive in wooden pegs. I think that'll be the easiest thing to do, but for right now, we're just going to get screws so I can get this bow done. All right, so this is just a quick down and dirty tillering tree. So you can see the point of this with the bow into the tree and tensioned. I can see that I've got a nice bend in this limb, and then this limb right here just isn't bending that easy. So these things aren't meant to be a work of art anyway, but I'm kind of working under a quarantine here, so I'm working with what I have at home. Go ahead and build yourself one. This makes bow tillering a whole lot more simple, and I will work in more bow videos coming up soon. So go ahead and take the time to make one of these. All right, so if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and subscribe, click like, ring the bell to be notified. Till next time, this has been Jamie Boggs with Burning River Bushcraft. See you soon.